Greetings, and I am back for another broadcast. Thank you to those that came by the earlier one in reference to possible shots at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. And next up on my plate is the Alec Baldwin trial. Now, many of you may have heard of Alec Baldwin. He's actually one of my favorite actors. However, 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, I'm going to say 2021, a fatal accident occurred on set of a Western called Rust. And during the case, the ruling, which surprised many, and I have said this many times, and I don't really speak a lot unless it's something I'm almost sure of, because I've worked and still work for some lawyers. Just because something appears to be a slam dunk does not always mean that it will be. Good morning, twin. Thank you so much for coming in. Twin, you are always working. I'm going to call you Working Twin. Hi there, Albert. Greetings to you. But thank you. I will see you later, twin, I'm sure. And thank you so much for coming by. And you too, Albert. Really appreciate it. So, Alec Baldwin was charged with involuntary manslaughter. As I said, for his Western movie, Rust, back in 2021. Unfortunately, and I don't want to say her name incorrectly, so I'll just say the cinematographer, Miss Hutchins, unfortunately succumbed to the injuries as a result of the accident that took place on set of the film. Now in Santa Fe, New Mexico, this is where the trial took place. And keep in mind, this has been going on since 2021. The judge, Mary Marlowe Summer, dismissed the case with prejudice. Listen to me again. Judge Mary Marlo Sommer dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning the manslaughter case or involuntary manslaughter case cannot, I repeat, cannot be filed again. I'm not sure of how many of you out there remember this awful, awful story. I do, and it came to an end on Friday. And as I was saying earlier, and again, thank you to those that have tuned in and those who may catch the replay. Just because, and I'm going to continue to repeat this, just because something appears to be 100% positively a win may not always be. So keep that in mind, because I have said, I have seen some of my clients prepare and make plans for dinner after they leave the courtroom just to be disappointed and sometimes embarrassed because of technicalities or something that is not correct, whether it be procedural and a host of other issues. This one happens to be very interesting because there were others that were actually charged and did have to undergo punishment. So again, for those just coming in, this is going to be about actor Alec Baldwin and his involuntary manslaughter case being dismissed. He faced a fine, and also he was facing, I believe, 18 years prison time. But again, I implore you, and you'll always hear me say that, to conduct your own, I'm glad I looked at that, 18 months, not years, months. And someone always has to come through. And I'm online, which I haven't really been a lot lately, but anyway. 18 months if he was convicted. And there are a lot of people extremely upset, as you can imagine. Miss Hutchins was the loved one to many. And it also brings to mind sometimes the dangers when we're on sets. So before I get into this, let me place up my disclaimers. First one being, because of course we're going to look at a couple of slides, if you will. First one is fair use. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states allowance is made for fair use of copyrighted material for purposes of commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, education, teaching, and or scholarship. It provides for the legal, non license citation, and or incorporation of copyrighted material by others which might be infringing under other circumstances. And let me grab the next one. Viewer discretion. Viewer discretion disclaimer. This broadcast contains mature themes and situations intended for adults. Viewer discretion is advised. And another one I like to use just in case, because again, I don't know what the audience and those who catch the replay may have experienced. So out of respect, I will also add sensitive content. Disclaimer. There we are. Sensitive content, trigger warning. Again, that's just to cover everyone. So as I mentioned, for those that may have just come in and those who may catch the replay, ACTOR Alec Baldwin, who has been on trial since 2021 on an involuntary manslaughter case as a result of a fatal accident that occurred on set of his Western movie called Rust. Now, that case, in which he was facing 18 months, was dismissed with prejudice on Friday, which prejudice means that involuntary manslaughter cannot, I repeat, cannot be filed against Alec Baldwin again. Understood? Good. So, I am going to attempt to share the screen. Hopefully everyone will be able to see this. And this is courtesy of AP. And it's entitled, What's Next for Alec Baldwin? And we're going to look into a couple of things shortly. But thank you to those that come in and to those who may catch the replay. So this gives some background and context as to what happened. You know, I'm not going to read it all. You may do at your leisure if you should desire, but it can be found at apnews.com. And you can see right here, as I mentioned earlier, Judge Marlo Summer dismissed the case. Here is the meat and potatoes. Based on the misconduct of police and prosecutors. This is a very important sentence here. Based on the misconduct of police and prosecutors over withholding. Let me get this banner off so I continue. Withholding evidence from the case. Now, some of you may think police and prosecutors would never do anything like that. I've said this before as well in the past. Everyone has a job. They're human first. They're human first. And let me get this off. All right, we're back. So again, dismissed on Friday. And here is the background information for those who may not be aware. Baldwin, who was the lead actor and co-producer of the film Rust, was pointing a weapon at Hutchins during a rehearsal on the set outside Santa Fe in October of 2021 when the weapon went off. She lost her life, and this also wounded the director, Joel Souza. Baldwin has said, according to AP, he pulled back the hammer, but not the trigger, and the weapon fired. He and the other producers still face civil lawsuits from Hutchins' parents and sister, which white-collar defense attorney Mark Sedlander told the Associated Press are more common for workplace accidents like this accident we're speaking of now. So that's the background on that. So let me get out of there and get back. And we're going to go into another piece of legalese. Which will explain what prompted the judge to dismiss this case. And let me grab these comments really quickly before I continue. Okay, that's Twin. I see you, Twin. Make sure you don't take too many breaks from work. Okay. Now the next screen I'm going to show is what prompted the judge to dismiss this case. And it is called the Brady Violation. And we're going to take a quick look at what is a Brady Violation. I'm going to share the screen and we'll look at the Brady Violation. And we'll look at this is courtesy of case text. Hopefully everyone is able to see this. And you can see case law being highlighted here. First one, and this is courtesy of the John T. Floyd law firm. And this is as of May 24th, 2017. The landmark decision, Brady versus Maryland, was handed down by the U.S. Supreme Court in 1963. The decision held that under the Fifth and 14th Amendments, a prosecutor has a duty. Again, a prosecutor has a duty to disclose favorable evidence to defendants upon request. If the evidence is material to either guilt or punishment, failure to comply with this duty has become commonly known as a Brady violation. Now that's the decision, and that's the case law. Again, you can find this on case text, but Brady versus Maryland. And I'm not going to go into that because I may not be able to get back to where I need, but that's the case that was referenced, and that was the landmark case, Brady versus Maryland. Thus, the Brady violation. So, Brady violation, the Supreme Court in 2006, succinctly, and that means short, for those who may not know that, answered this question in Youngblood versus West Virginia. A Brady violation occurs when the government fails to disclose evidence materially favorable to the accused. This court has held that the Brady duty to disclose extends to impeachment evidence as well as exculpatory evidence, and Brady suppression occurs when the government fails to turn over even evidence that is known only, and this is the important part right here, only to police investigator and not to the prosecutor. Again, the Brady suppression occurs when the government fails to turn over even evidence that is known only to police investigator and not to the prosecutor. Such evidence is material if there is a reasonable possibility that had the evidence been disclosed to the defense, the result of the proceeding would have been different. So that, in a nutshell, is what happened. Again, you can do this research on your own, but that is basically what happened in the Alec Baldwin case. The defense filed a motion to dismiss and cited the Brady violation because material evidence was not turned over. And again, the important thing about this particular case is it was dismissed mid-trial, meaning the trial was still going on. However, it was dismissed, again, with prejudice, meaning the involuntary manslaughter portion cannot be filed again against Alec Baldwin. And I'm going to show, or attempt to show, one more quick video. And this is courtesy of Entertainment Weekly.
I'm looking for something different. Fresh. Fun.
Oui.
Has to be bright, obviously. Bubbly, the type that's welcome at any party. Sweet, but not too sweet. Someone catches on quickly. I love a Saint-Germain Hugo Spritz. Truly the whole package.
Hopefully that was it. Here we go. I don't want this. Sorry about that. Let me get back to what I want to hear. Give me a quick sec, because that is not it. And that isn't it either. Let me go back up. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had it queued up actually to where I wanted it to be. And of course, when I clicked on, it wasn't there. So I need to get back to it. But again, for those coming in and those who may catch the replay, basically, the judge stated that the police and prosecutors were guilty of misconduct, thus having her to decide to dismiss the case. And I'm trying to get to the video that I wanted to show. If, in fact, I cannot, I will close that out because I don't want to hold up too much time. And that's definitely not what I wanted. So I'm going to close that down. Okay. And I was looking for the actual audio. But I can't get past these ads. Well, basically, let me just do this. The text is there, not the actual audio. So this is his first statement. There are too many people who have supported me to thank just now, the actor wrote in an Instagram post on Saturday. To all of you, you will never know how much I appreciate your kindness towards my family. Baldwin received support from several stars, including Anthony Hopkins, Don Lemon, and Amy Sedaris. In the post comment section, Frank Grillo wrote, "Make peace with yourself, and may you and your family heal from this." And you can see him right here, extremely distraught, which is clearly understandable. So that is the brief information on the Alec Baldwin case that, as I mentioned earlier, has gone on since 2021. Now keep in mind, as it showed earlier, there will be, and I'm sure already, civil cases being filed by the family. But this criminal case was dismissed again with prejudice on Friday, citing the Brady violation, which I showed earlier. So for those that came in, thank you very much. And to those who may catch the replay, any comments and thoughts you may have as to if you think the judge did the right thing by dismissing the case. All comments are welcome. Just be respectful. And with that, I will close this out and wish you all a wonderful remainder of your evening, perhaps the beginning of your morning. Until next video, bye-bye for now.